Welcome. We are live, and today we're cooking in the kitchen with Heather. We are making a caramelized onion gorgonzola pear pizza. I call it semi homemade because I do have a few shortcuts that I'm going to share with you. But before we get started, I'm just going to show you what's on the counter. And this is my first time doing a live here on Amazon, so I would love your support. Give me a heart or something like that. But I just want to show you some of the products that I'm going to be featuring while I'm cooking. Hopefully this will be about 15 minutes or so. But I have a few things out that I may actually not be using, but things that I thought maybe might be helpful in your pizza making journey. One of which, and I've decided I'm probably not going to be using this today, but I have it out just in case, is my French rolling pin. It's just super easy, nice to hold, and no parts. So basically, no areas that make it difficult to clean. So I like this. I also have my box grater. I'm using one specifically by KitchenAid, so I have that out. And then I have my KitchenAid hand mixer. I also call it a chopper and a immersion blender. We're going to be chopping something today. I don't have a slicer out because I'm just going to use a regular old knife. I do have kitchen scissors because I may end up using this. I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. And the star of the show today is my Cordierite pizza stone, 12-inch. And the reason why I say it's the star of the show is because I basically will use this for not just pizza. I can use this to crisp leftovers, say from takeout, make nachos, which turn out beautifully on the pizza stone. Or I actually have two pie plates that I've had for probably 20 years or so that I absolutely love. They're well seasoned. I wanted to show them to you today, but they're actually in the RV. And the reason why I've chosen a 12-inch pizza stone is because it actually fits into the RV oven as well. We ordered the 16-inch first, and it was just too big for the pizza oven. So that is the star of the show. I'm going to take you over here, and we're going to finish caramelizing the onions. And let's see if I can get you down. Oh, just ignore the smoke detector beeping in the background. We just moved into this home, and we did not inherit a ladder. So we're in the process of figuring out how we're going to get up and the peaks and change the smoke detector. So the batteries are just low. So we're just going to finish caramelizing these onions. All I did was you cook them low and slow. This actually warms them up very quickly, so it didn't take long at all. 20 minutes on low, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, your very thinly sliced onion, and then I'm going to use some uh, balsamic vinegar to finish the caramelization. I turned them off. I'm going to finish this up. I'm using here just a pair of regular KitchenAid tongs, perfect for cooking on non-stick pans. So let's let this warm up. We're gonna, you can measure if you want, and I'll actually share the recipe in the comments afterwards, but just gonna do a little bit of balsamic vinegar in there to let it finish caramelizing for about a minute or so. I'm just gonna put it on low. While that is finishing up, I'm going to take out my pizza stone. So I've had the pizza stone in the oven for about 30 minutes on 375, because the trick to cooking with a pizza stone, actually I'm going to come back over here while I'm talking. I'm going to tell you a few things about the pizza stone. And this is new, and I'm by myself, so I'm moving the camera along. So when you cook with a pizza stone, it basically gives you a great crust, nice and crispy. There are some keys to it though. You don't want to clean your pizza stone with soap and water. You actually want to just clean it with water, or if you have some stubborn things, you want to clean it with baking soda. So I have baking soda out here. You can make a baking soda paste and put it on your pizza stone, or with white vinegar. So those are how you're going to clean it. I also have my scraper. So you're going to scrape it. If your crust happens to stick to the pizza stone and you have some crusties, you're going to use a scraper or a dish brush. Nothing metal, nothing harsh on it, and that's how you're going to clean it. So I'm going to turn this off. Hold on one second. I don't want them to get crunchy. Let me stir it up. So nothing harsh on your pizza stone. Now, you're going to notice discoloration, and some people may think that it's mold. It's not. That is the natural fats and oils of your food that seasons your pizza stone. My pie plates that I have a deep dish pie plate that I use for a thicker pizza, and a regular pie plate that I use for cooking pie crust, and they turn out really nice. They're brown, like they are like a nice caramelized brown because I've had them for so long and they're well seasoned. So just because they're black, and when I take mine out to show you, you'll notice that I have some black marks. So this is relatively new. My pizza stone did break, so I had to get a new one. So it's still being seasoned. Also, it's been bouncing around in the RV, and I've had my uh, cast iron skillet on top of it, so it definitely marked it up. So that's why it looks like that. So while I'm actually going to turn this off. So what we're going to use today, we are going to use a half a cup of walnuts. So I pre-prepped my walnuts, and I'm going to put it in my KitchenAid hand mixer. And I love this hand mixer, because it's small. So if you're tight on space, this is kind of like a tool that does so many things. So I use it as a chopper here, or I'm going to show you as a chopper. So I've already have it set on 2, and I'm just going to turn it on. So just pulse it a little bit to get it to the consistency that you want. And that's done. It comes with a couple of other things though, and I'm just going to show those to you. It comes with a whip. So it's nice to basically whip up anything, maybe eggs or whatnot. And this is also one thing that I love. It's an immersion blender. I've never had an immersion blender, so this is great. And it also comes with this. So for small projects, let's say maybe just a couple of eggs or something, you can do your immersion blender right in that, or even make your smoothie if you wanted. So it's actually perfect for the RV. Really easy to keep in there and have basically my kitchen when we travel, but I have it inside here, and I've pre-chopped some walnuts, so they are ready to go. So without further ado, the other ingredients is the Gorgonzola cheese. Gorgonzola is a pretty, I don't want to say strong flavor, but it is pretty strong. And I actually have 2 containers here because we didn't have blue cheese. Brian likes blue cheese on his salads, so we picked up Gorgonzola instead. This is stronger than blue cheese. One of the shortcuts that I'm using today is, couldn't find it. We live in a rural area, getting used to the ruralness, and I wanted to find a block of mozzarella so I could grate with my box grater. Didn't have it, so I actually bought pre-sliced mozzarella, and we're going to use that on the pizza today. And I'm not making my crust. I'm not making my own crust today, which is my big shortcut. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure nothing was burning, which is my shortcut for today. Obviously, making your own pizza crust takes longer. Another trick is go to your favorite pizzeria. A lot of times they will actually sell you their a couple balls of pizza. I know it sounds silly, but you can actually get pizzeria style pizza crust by just asking your favorite pizzeria if you can buy some. So I'm just using the standard Pillsbury rollout, and hopefully I can see enough to open this. When I wear my contacts, sometimes it's hard to see the details. So anyway, so I'm going to open this, get this ready before I take the pizza out of the oven. So normally what I would do, but I'm still getting used to this kitchen, is I would have a pizza peel and be able to slide the crust onto the the pizza stone. I don't have that, so I'm just kind of improvising. So I'm warming up the pizza stone in advance, and that's what I'm going to use the scissors for. So before I take that out, we're going to slice up our pear. It says to slice thin, so I'm just going to start slicing. That is my oven that accidentally got turned up to 450. So I'm using the Pioneer Woman knives. Another thing I inherited when I got this kitchen. So just slicing up my pear. I already sliced up the onion and caramelized them. Never use the same cutting board or same knife that you used on your onions, because then you'll just have stronger onion flavor on everything. So I'm just going to slice this up, have this ready to go. And a few tips. I always have a garbage bowl, and isn't this pretty? Another Pioneer Woman bowl you can get on Amazon. I actually don't have them featured down below. This pear has some bruises on it, so I'm just going to slice it up around the bruise. I'm not going to throw it in my garbage bowl because I'm actually going to pick at it after I don't use it all. I'll just slice it all up. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can't hear me, I'd love a comment just so I can know that sound is okay. Thanks for tuning in. Love family. Love it when they support each other. So let's open up the cheese. Learning how to do all this stuff so I can get better at it, right? And I love cooking, so being able to share it with others is always fun. Okay, these are kind of pretty thick slices. Normally I probably would not use this. And then I also have a brush, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that after I get the pizza stone out. So wash my hands real quick. I always try to keep a towel close by, or paper towels, but I tend to use a lot of paper towels. So I'm going to take the pizza stone out. Pot holders. So this is going to be nice and hot. Normally I'd have the crust already all ready and just slide it on while it's still in the oven. But we're trying something a little different today. So lightly dust your pizza stone. You can use flour. I just have cornmeal out ready to go for that. And then what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try, instead of, because this is a square crust, I have extra, I think. I'm going to take it out here, unroll it. I'm actually going to cut around the pizza stone, but I'm going to use the rolling pin. It's not going to work that well, but we're going to try this out anyway. Then I'm going to cut. And then I'll make something else with the extra. So that's why I have my kitchen scissors out. I'm going to just cut around the extra pieces here. Again, semi-homemade, trying to make it super easy for a demonstration purposes. Probably should have practiced, but I didn't. Listen. Okay, so that's nice. Almost looks like it was supposed to be round. Then you're going to take your olive oil, drizzle it on your crust. I like a well-seasoned pizza crust. Nice. This will help make it nice and golden. so I know lots of silences, but so did that. Grab a paper towel. Probably not going to have the finished product today on today's live. I always feel like I'm in such a hurry when I do lives, and really there's no reason to be in a hurry. So I don't have any fresh seasonings today, so I just use Italian seasoning. I use that for everything. That's why it's such a giant container. And then just a dash of salt. You could do red pepper on your pizza crust. Just gonna do a sprinkle of pepper. And now I'm just going to assemble and see what they suggest. So they suggest, so when I say they, it's actually my recipe, sort of. I had AI create this recipe for me. I said I wanted to do a live and I wanted it to be a fun, super tasty pizza featuring the pizza stone, and good old chat gpt came up with this recipe. Really, you know what, you could do it however you wanted. So I'm going to show it to you. Oh, the onions look really beautiful. I actually wish that I had done more. I thought it was too many onions. uh, so I only did about 3/4 of an onion. Probably definitely want to do a whole onion, because when you caramelize them it does make them smaller. Oh my gosh, it looks so good though. Try to get as much as the crust as possible, because you don't want a big chunk of crust with no flavor, right? So that is that. There is some extra oil in here, so I'm just going to actually pour it on here because that'll give it extra flavor. So there's that. Then we're going, so we did that over the base, then layer with pear slices. So we're going to do the pear. Now, if you were cooking and giving in a pizzeria, they probably would be more precise to have their pear pieces all look the same, but we're not. And we don't have to be perfect, right? This is just for you and your family. And as long as you cook with love, it comes out in whatever it is that you're serving. It doesn't have to look great. I'm actually not going to use the ones with all the skin on it. Looks amazing. Then we're going to sprinkle some gorgonzola on it. I'm going to actually use, put that in there. I'm going to use a spoon so I don't basically contaminate the cheese. Put it back in the refrigerator. But, you know, don't overdo it. This, again, is a very sharp cheese, so you don't want too much of it, but enough to give it enough flavor. And then finish off with your mozzarella. Again, this should be, in a perfect world, it would be grated, freshly grated, but it's not. So we're just going to use what I've got. That's my motto. It's not, and I'm not going to fret over it. So I'm going to actually smush that up a little bit more. Now, if you want to make this an extra hearty meal, there would be nothing wrong with adding chicken, cooked chicken to it, and then you have a complete meal. I'm actually going to drizzle a little bit more olive oil on top. I sprinkled a little bit of Italian seasoning. Okay, it's ready to go back in the oven. Still relatively hot, so you want to be careful with this. And then it's going to cook for about 12 minutes at 375. You can still see the steam coming off of it. At 375, 12 minutes. When it comes out, you're going to drizzle it with your favorite honey. And I just have honey that I picked up in Georgia. So that's it. That's my live today for making a gourmet lunch in under 20 minutes with a little bit of prep. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow along in our Amazon store, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye. Oh, wait. Let's see. Why more olive oil? Just more flavor. You didn't have to, but I like lots and lots of flavor. It looked a little dry. Let me see if I miss anything. Okay, John, I'm waiting for you. See y'all soon. Bye.